Ponytails. Read by Scribbler. Dr. Whoof, First Impressions by Andrew Joshua Talon. Twilight Sparkle was trotting around the TARDIS control room, her large eyes taking in everything they could as she examined the interior. The Doctor watched her, smiling in amusement and rubbing his forehoofs together in anticipation. At last, she spoke. "It's a wooden time machine. It's a spaceship made of wood. And it's bigger on the inside? Compressed dimensions, right?" "Most ponies just stop at bigger on the inside. I like it when they say that," the Doctor said, looking a bit disappointed. Twilight frowned. "Most ponies? There have been others?" "Some, yes," the Doctor said. He adjusted his tie. Twilight frowned and leaned over to look at it. The Doctor looked back at her. "What's wrong?" "Well, it's that tie," Twilight said. "What? Ties are cool." "No, they aren't," Twilight said flatly. "It looks weird." "It does not. I'm wearing it. I'm cool. So, therefore, it is cool," Dr. Whoof replied confidently. "By what definition of cool? What scale?" "Why, the Fizbin scale of Tragos the 7th, pony year 5456 BC. That is, before Celestia." "I've never heard that dating system before," Twilight said. "What year is it under that now?" "This is the year 1001 PNM, or post-Nightmare Moon. But now that you beat her, everything will have to start all over again." "A bit inconsiderate of you, really." Twilight glared at him. The Doctor coughed. "Well, her, not you. Sorry." "So this Fizbin scale, what is it?" "It's a universal measurement of coolness throughout the universe. According to it, I am definitely a 78.9 on the coolness meter with the tie." "But such a scale is entirely subjective, depending on culture, society, economics." Twilight glared. "You made it up, didn't you?" "No, not really. It exists. It's just not universal. And they thought it was universal, but once they made the scale, they mysteriously died out, and would you like to go and see how and why?" "Well, all right. But it's still not cool." "What if I wore it on my head?" "Your head?" Twilight asked incredulously. The Doctor pulled off his tie and placed it upon his head with a smile. Twilight stared. "So?" "How is that cool?" Twilight asked. "Allow me to state my previous thesis. I travel through time, therefore I am cool. Therefore, anything I wear is cool." Twilight covered her mouth with her hoof and snickered. The Doctor laughed as well and put his tie back the way it was. "I suppose I can't argue against that." "There, see?" the Doctor said, examining his instruments. "So, am I cool too?" Twilight asked. "Oh yes, most definitely. You're with me now, so of course you are cool," the Doctor said. Twilight laughed. "Of course." "So, any other questions?" the Doctor asked. Twilight nodded. "Yes, your time spaceship thing. Why is it a police box? You're not a police horse." "Oh, it's just, it's camouflage," he explained. "This style of police box stopped being used throughout Equestria at least 50 years ago, according to what I've been reading," Twilight said. "Well, you see, when the TARDIS lands, it scans everything within 1,000 miles of it, and through 12th-dimensional sensor analysis, it comes up with a perfect disguise for wherever or whenever it's landed," the Time Pony explained confidently. "And so, it turns into a police box. A 50-year-old, out-of-date police box, Twilight said after a pause. Yes, the doctor said, drawing out the last consonant. Well, that doesn't seem very useful, Twilight commented. Ah, well, it's busted. Busted? Yes. I burnt it out on one of the first trips with my granddaughter. Been meaning to fix it. Granddaughter? Yes, I was a grandpa. What happened to her? Or your son? Daughter? Wife? Ah, all gone. Ever a pony? Twilight asked, with sympathy in her eyes. The doctor looked back at his instruments. Yeah, Time War. They're all gone. There was a sad silence in the TARDIS, and Twilight saw a bit of sorrow in the gaze of the doctor. You don't have anyone? Twilight asked, reaching out a hoof to rest over the doctor's. He looked over at her and smiled with a shrug. Well, at the moment. Twilight blinked, then yanked her hoof back. The moment was broken. What? Look, I'm not into that. Into what? The doctor asked, confused. Aliens, Twilight said firmly. I don't quite understand, the doctor said. My teacher put you up to this, didn't she? Twilight growled. What? No! No! What would give you that idea? So I've discovered the Porteous spell is far more effective in a door-opening spell than the Gyros spell of several centuries prior and...
Twilight Sparkle, my beloved student.
Yes, Princess Celestia?
When was the last time you got mounted, my dear?
Princess?
It's nothing to be embarrassed about, Twilight. Come now, tell me. I assure you I won't laugh. And if you're having trouble with finding the right colt, well, I can always help you out.
Is there a memory erase spell I can learn, Princess Celestia? No! I'm not into squids, Twilight blurted out. The doctor gaped. Excuse me? You're an alien, right? You can't be a pony. You're an alien. What, me? You're the alien to me, thank you, the doctor said with a grin. But that's impossible. You look... Twilight Sparkle circled around him, looking at him from high and low. I thought you weren't interested in that sort of thing, the doctor said dryly. I'm not, Twilight said defensively. I'm just trying to find the zipper, or connector, or something. The doctor stared at her. Twilight bit her lower lip nervously and pawed at the floor. Are you a tiny slug driving a pony suit? No. A tiny crab? No. A blob? Twilight, breathe! Just breathe! He took her hoof and placed it onto his face. This is me, really. I'm a pony. A Gallifreyan pony. We came first. But Princess Celestia and Luna created our world and sun and moon. Yes, they did a really great job with it too, the doctor said as he looked over the TARDIS control panel. Twilight scowled. Was that sarcasm? No, not at all. Good. I hate sarcasm. Oh, my head hurts, Twilight groaned, rubbing her head. From the fact that we came first, the doctor guessed. No, the tie, Twilight said. Why are you always on about the tie? The doctor sighed. It's just weird. You don't have any pony to dress up for, she said. The doctor batted his eyes at her. Well, now I have you. Don't start with that again, Twilight groaned. The doctor checked in a mirror on the TARDIS control panel. Do I offend? He asked. No, but it's just weird, all right? All right. Twilight Sparkle, student of Princess Celestia, I swear to you by the red forests of Gallifrey and the moons of Skaro that I will not hit on you, and that I have no sexual interest in you whatsoever, Dr. Hoof said. Twilight narrowed her eyes. None? Well, don't sound so disappointed, the doctor said. I'm not, she growled. Good, the doctor said. Well, all the time and space is at our hoof tips. So, what would you like to see first? Twilight Sparkle smiled. Surprise me. The doctor grinned. We are going to get along just fine. That was Dr. Whoof, First Impressions. It was written by Andrew Joshua Talon and read by Scribbler. Okay, thank you very much for listening. The only justification I have for wanting to read this one when it popped up on my radar was that I have recently been going through and watching, mainlining basically, the Doctor Who series run by The Last Angry Geek on thatguywithglasses.com, and it made me really, really interested in the new Doctor. Well, what is for me the new Doctor? I haven't really watched it since David Tennant left. So it made me want to go and watch the entire run, and also made me want to go and read Doctor Who, or Doctor Who's fic. So, where is Derpy in this? I don't know. The author himself says, draw your own conclusions. I choose to think that this is an entirely different universe. Or that she is, I don't know, trapped in the bathroom somewhere or something. So, feedback, please leave it here or on the fic itself, or both, even better. And in the meantime, I hope everybody is well, and until I see you again, hear you again, you listen to me again. I am never entirely sure how to say that. Be lovely to each other, and good night, everybody.